Good morning. I hope everyone had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Erin. I'll give you guys a few minutes to join in. We're going to be talking about a plant that koalas are in love with. I wonder if they might be on to something. Oh, there we go. Sorry, Facebook. I think I didn't have my sound on. Can you guys hear me okay now? Good morning, good morning. Always helps when you turn the mic on, folks. Good morning, everyone. As I was saying when I so rudely had my microphone off, we're going to be talking about the plant that koalas love, and maybe they're onto something. We're going to be talking about eucalyptus today. Hands down, one of my favorites. Definitely an oil that has always been in my collection, even when I first started to learn about oils and then have expanded my knowledge. Eucalyptus was definitely one of the first ones. So, hello, good morning, everyone. What? No, it wasn't you. I know, you gotta turn your mic on. One of those days, you know, it is hump day. I'm allowed to start getting a little bit tired now and forgetting things, right? It's actually rather cold here in Arizona, cold for us. I've got my little fireplace on and Piggy was laying in front of it. She was freezing. And I know all of you in colder areas probably think I'm hilarious right now. But yeah, I think our daytimes are around like 75 or something. But it's a little cold, it's a little chilly here in the desert. Loving it. So, for those of you that are new here, I am Dr. Tricia Pingle. This is your morning checkup, and every morning around this time, I show up and talk about some sort of natural health modality, condition, herb, and today we are going to talk about the health benefits of eucalyptus oil. What's nice about eucalyptus oil is that it's readily available. You can pretty much find it anywhere. You know, there's a lot of oils that you have to special order, not this one. This one is pretty easily available, and most people are familiar with the scent, right? I mean, it's history. Yeah, Kathy, me too. I have my heater on too. We're crazy, right? Us cold Arizona folk, right? From relieving symptoms of cold and congestion to improving your dental health, eucalyptus oil has so many health benefits. I also find that it's a great mood elevator, wakes me up in the morning. It also has amazing antibacterial, antifungal, and anti-inflammatory properties. So it can actually, it's a very versatile oil. It can be used across so many different health conditions. So I'm excited to talk about this one. And if you're not familiar with it, it's one you should become familiar with. So let's talk about what eucalyptus is. We're going to talk about the essential oil benefits, and I'm also going to talk about just some general tips on how to use it. Okay? So, first of all, if you've ever seen those cute little koala bears that supposedly are really mean, I've never met a koala, but I hear they're not so sweet, but they're so cuddly looking. The little cuddly bears eating the eucalyptus leaves, right? They know what they're doing. Eucalyptus is also called the gum tree. It's native to Australia and I believe Tasmania, but now it's cultivated all over the world. Pretty much everywhere. I do want to point out that those leaves are actually toxic. They're not toxic to the koala, but they are definitely toxic to you. So you do have to be a little bit careful with eating or consuming eucalyptus oil. I do not recommend taking eucalyptus oil internally. In fact, it's so helpful externally, I really don't see a reason to take it internally. But I do want to let you know that those leaves are definitely toxic, which is why koalas are pretty much the only thing eating it, right? So it originally was used in Aboriginal medicine to treat wounds and infection. And then as it became more widely used into other cultures, it started to be used as a pretty much a home remedy for anything from colds to coughs to wounds, topical applications, dental health, amongst other things. So it became very versatile and very widely used across many cultures. So let's talk about what some of the research has found in regards to eucalyptus oil. I guess I should ask you guys, do you guys use eucalyptus oil? I know they are so cute, Kelly, but yeah, I hear they're mean. Has anyone met a koala? I mean, other than like through a fence at a zoo? I'm told they're not nice. Not cool. Something soft and fluffy like that should be nice and cuddly and sweet, right? All right, does everyone have their water this morning? Stay hydrated, especially as it gets colder. We forget, right? All right, so first of all, and maybe you know about this, but eucalyptus oil is great against cold symptoms. So if you're getting stuffy, you have allergies, you have a cough, you're having trouble breathing, eucalyptus oil is fantastic at that. In fact, I actually keep a bottle of eucalyptus oil in our shower. So when I wake up in the morning, if I'm in the shower, I just put a few drops in there, and it's essentially like a steam room. Yeah, Vic used Vicks. Vicks Vapor Rub is more menthol, but yeah, same type of concept, right? It opens up the passages, right? Hello. But not only that, it's also been shown in research that to be antibacterial, antifungal, and analgesic. In fact, it has been shown to kill MRSA, which is a staph infection that is resistant to penicillin, amoxicillin, and can cause a lot of problems, particularly in skin wounds, which we'll talk about in a second. But staph is very prevalent in our skin. So when you get, let's say you get an acne lesion and you pick at it and it spreads, it could be a wide variety of bacteria, but staph is very common. Burn victims, things like that, tend to get staph infections. And a lot of the times, if they're, penicillin type resistant, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, eucalyptus oil has actually been shown to be beneficial there. It's also been shown to be very beneficial against mycobacterium, which is what causes tuberculosis, right? Chest infections. So great for that. I usually recommend starting it or inhaling it in the shower. Or you can put some, down on your chest or right below your chin to be able to inhale the vapor. You can definitely put it in a carrier oil if you want. I use it full strength, but it depends on how sensitive your skin is. You could put it on some cotton balls and just inhale the cotton balls as well. Don't put it right at your nose, okay, guys? We're not putting it right here. Okay, we're putting it below our nose. Ideally in a steam inhalation. That's the way it works great. So I would put it in a shower, or you can do a hot bowl of water, boiling water, and put a few drops in there with a little towel over your head and inhale it. You don't want it to be too strong to where it almost burns the nasal passages. You want to be able to smell it, but you don't want to burn, okay? So that is a great thing to do the minute you start to get cold symptoms, allergy symptoms, sore throats, or any sort of symptom of upper respiratory infection. It can really help, okay? It's also great just to wake you up in the morning. So we'll talk about mood in just a second, okay? Number 2, though, talking about staph moves us kind of into skin health. Eucalyptus is great for the skin. Particularly because it has antiseptic properties and anti-inflammatory properties. So not only will it help heal a wound, but it will also numb it a little so that it doesn't hurt so much. So let's say you get a sunburn, or you have, it's a little inflamed, you have a cut or something, you can actually use it to help with that. Now, please use caution, talk to your doctor, don't put eucalyptus oil directly in an open wound, okay? But if you have a superficial, you have just irritation on the skin, you can mix it with a carrier oil. I think a lot of the studies I read put it with almond oil, but you could definitely put it with jojoba oil or olive oil or coconut oil and rub it on the area as well, okay? Once again, you don't want it to be so strong that it burns, you just want to give the impact, okay? There's a lot of studies on this actually with types of skin irritation like acne. I was trying to find a direct study for you, but mostly in its ability to anti-inflammatory and antiseptic type properties, plus kill off those staph infections. So eucalyptus is great for that. Speaking of that, on pain relief, let's move into number 3. What it's great for is pain relief. Due to its property to kind of numb the area, if you've ever used menthol or eucalyptus on your chest, it actually numbs up the area. A lot of the medicated chapsticks and stuff put eucalyptus oil in them, the natural ones for that purpose, just to kind of numb up the lips. But it has been well documented in studies to help relieve pain and inflammation. There was a study actually on eucalyptus oil aromatherapy helping patients recover from a total knee replacement. All they did was inhale eucalyptus oil, and they found that it decreased the participants' pain and their blood pressure post-surgery. Crazy, right? Just by inhaling it. So just putting it in a diffuser, right? It can really help with pain and blood pressure. Kelly said, I just used some on the bottom of my feet with a carrier oil. So glad to be reminded of this oil. Yeah, a lot of the times if you use it directly, it's too harsh. Always start with any essential oil. Always start with a carrier oil. Make sure that you tolerate it before you use it full strength, okay? Particularly with eucalyptus, tea tree, some of those really strong, cinnamon, fairly strong as well, topically. But can absolutely relieve pain and blood pressure. Now, one of my favorite ways to use eucalyptus oil pops into number 4 here, which is anxiety and relaxation. I'll talk about joints in a second. That's a great point. I'll weave that into this section, okay? But anxiety and relaxation. So I don't know about you, but when I put eucalyptus oil in my shower, I wake up. Like, I love it. It just kind of lifts my mood. I feel clean. I'm ready to go. It doesn't matter how tired I was before I got in the shower. It definitely lifts me up. And eucalyptus oil has actually been shown in studies to reduce anxiety, promote relaxation, and improve your mood. So actually, if you use things like, I rotate sometimes in the shower, but I'll do like eucalyptus and citrus. That really lifts your mood as well. So you can actually combine it with a few other oils as well that are uplifting. But there was a study that found that one of the main constituents of eucalyptus oil was actually found to relieve anxiety. They concluded that if you inhale it blended, and they blended it with almond oil before and after surgery, it would reduce anxiety in patients who are anxious about surgery. So I think this applies to any type of anxiety. If you're let's say you have a big event that day or something you're really nervous about, wake up, inhale some eucalyptus oil in your shower, and calm down. Another thing you can do is you could put it on some cotton balls or on a little diffuser, car diffuser, and keep them in your car so your car smells like eucalyptus oil. Maybe that'll keep you calm while you're driving. Far too much road rage out there, right? But it's great for that. I wanted to talk about William's point on the joints. It's absolutely great for arthritic joint pain. So what you would do in that case is you would combine it with a carrier oil and rub it on the sore joint. Right? It'll kind of numb up the area. Now, it doesn't necessarily heal the joint, but as far as like providing pain relief for it, absolutely. Okay? So that's kind of the foundation between a lot of the topical products for pain. A lot of them include things like eucalyptus, menthol, cinnamon, those types of things because they can numb the skin and also increase blood flow to the skin. Swollen lymph nodes, I'm not sure, me topically, I don't know that it has a direct lymphagogue effect, but it does help with possibly the cause of the swollen lymph nodes, such as the infection. So it's definitely worth a try, but as far as a direct lymphagogue activity, I don't have any studies to back that up. What carrier oil? You know what? It's your pick. I use coconut oil a lot, just because I like the health benefits of coconut oil topically. But you can use olive oil, avocado oil, jojoba oil, sweet almond oil. I mean, whatever oil your skin likes, it can go in. No problem. If you want to just visit your kitchen, that's sometimes the easiest way to do it. We have avocado oil and almond oil, and we have avocado oil, olive oil, and coconut oil all the time. So I tend to just use those. But if you want something a little bit sweeter, almond oil is nice for that. It absorbs really well. Jojoba oil absorbs pretty well too. So yeah, anything that absorbs in. You're going to get some today, Tommy. All right. All right, I want to talk about number 5 of benefits of eucalyptus oil because you may not know this. So in the world of dental health, we introduce a lot of toxins to our mouth. A lot of the times we're using toothpaste that are full of chemicals. Even the use of fluoride is controversial, right? So eucalyptus oil actually shows great benefit in dental health with the antimicrobial activity. It can actually kill off the bad bacteria in your mouth. In fact, there was a study that looked at the antimicrobial effects of multiple essential oils on dental health, and they found that eucalyptus oil was the most effective oil for killing off dental bacteria. Now, there's a lot of natural products that are using eucalyptus oil in their formulations. I happen to use one personally. It's a company called Risewell. They have an amazing toothpaste and mouthwash, eucalyptus oil being one of the components of it for this exact reason. I feel it works better than any of the mouthwashes that are out there on the market that are full of alcohol and chemicals and dyes. And this is full of essential oils. It's called Risewell. Check it out. Love it. And that's my own personal one that I use. But eucalyptus oil, there's been some other oils also shown in dental health to really help, like cinnamon, clove, thyme. All of those oils have antimicrobial activity to the gums and the teeth. So people with a lot of gum issues, reoccurrent gum infections, but maybe sensitive to chemicals and dyes and colors and alcohols, really would do beneficial, we really would get benefit from products that use these types of essential oils. Once again, not saying to swallow it, okay? Gargle, swoosh, spit, okay? And you're not using eucalyptus oil straight. In all of these formulations, it is diluted, okay? But when you start looking at natural toothpaste, natural options, if that's what you're looking for, definitely look for eucalyptus oil in there because it does have great benefit against dental health. Being asked about castor oil topically, yeah, I mean, you could add it to castor oil if you're doing castor oil packs or something, for sure. Wouldn't be my first pick just because castor oil is so sticky. So if I'm doing a castor oil pack over the liver and I want to add essential oils to it, yeah. But would I rub castor oil like into my arms? No, because I'd be like, sticky. It's sticky, right? I'd want to wipe it off. I'd probably use a more well-absorbed oil for the applications that we're talking about. But if you're talking about on the joints, yeah, I mean, castor oil has a lot of benefits in itself. It's just that it's sticky. So you'd want to put some sort of cloth over it or something while it absorbs, if it absorbs. Does that help, William? Do you do castor oil on your joints now? Clove oil helps with tooth. Absolutely. Clove oil is great. It's great for toothache. Combine that with eucalyptus, thyme, cinnamon. I mean, you can really get, you can really kill off a lot of those bacteria. And I don't know if you guys saw the live that I did. Gosh, it must have been last month, maybe the month before, on dental health and Alzheimer's. A huge connection between brain health and bacteria in the mouth. So very important to keep that bacteria in the mouth under control, okay? And a lot of these commercial toothpaste and mouthwashes are just full of a bunch of junk, guys, unfortunately. So great, that's great. Well, yeah, if you're using castor oil on your joints and you have a therapy that you're doing with that, you could absolutely add eucalyptus oil to it. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's see. How can I mix it with coconut oil pulling? How many drops would you suggest? I cannot give you direct medical advice, but you can ask your doctor about that or your dentist about that, or somebody who specializes in essential oils. I know many of you are out there on Instagram, so answer Mina's question. Liability-wise, I can't tell you how many drops to do for your health. I can't. I wish I could, but someone will answer. Okay, answer that for her, okay? If you have someone who's really good at essential oils, they usually can tell you right away what to do and how to do it, or they have protocols that are set out for that. For me, they restrict me. Medical license have a lot of restrictions, right? So let's talk about a few easy things that you can do every day to incorporate eucalyptus oil, and then maybe that'll answer some of your questions, general questions about how to use it. Number one, sprinkle a few drops of eucalyptus essential oil into your shower or bath. Let it steam and inhale. Okay, you can do that daily. Love it. Another thing you can do is you can actually hang fresh eucalyptus leaves from your shower head. I haven't done that in a while. I did it a while back and it was lovely. You can actually hang eucalyptus oil all over the house. If you're in a humid climate, you may actually smell it quite a bit, but your shower is a great place to put it. The steam will release the essential oil from the leaves and allow you to breathe it in. Kind of cool. Number three, if you want to ease sinus or respiratory issues, you're starting to get a cold, allergies, stuffy nose, that type of thing, you can blend just a few drops. So anywhere from 1 to 3 drops in general. Definitely check with your doctor, figure out what you can tolerate, but somewhere in that low arena. It's not a lot of drops. Maybe that'll help you, Mina. It's just a few drops blended into a carrier oil, jojoba oil, almond oil, and just lightly put it. I wouldn't put it under your nose right away unless you're really used to it. Maybe down on your chin, your chest, or just hold the cotton balls down here, and smell and inhale, okay? That might help you, Mina. A few drops, how about that? I can't be more specific than that. So it's a great choice for aromatherapy. You can put it in a diffuser. I don't know if you guys, Instagram can't see my diffuser back there. Whoops, wrong side. But I have a little diffuser back here that I run all day long, and I put different oil blends in it. Eucalyptus is a great one. But it's great for relieving stress. It soothes the nervous system. It smells very clean and fresh. When people walk into your room, they'll be like, wow, it smells great in here. Most people like the smell of eucalyptus. The only complaint that I get is that it's too strong. So just you have to tailor that to your taste. But, it not only, even just being diffused into the air, promotes an uplifted mood, clears the air of bacteria, virus, fungal, relieves sore muscles, just kind of makes the body relax. So it's always a good choice in a diffuser. Now, I will say there are restrictions using eucalyptus oil in children. Okay, so under 6, you definitely want to talk to a pediatrician. Okay. Now, I don't use eucalyptus oil in toddlers directly, really at all. Diffusing it in a room, I've definitely done, but you do have to be careful. So if you are pregnant, nursing, or have a little one, make sure that you review the rules of eucalyptus and talk to your doctor about it. Okay. Because it can be too strong for them. All right. But I did use in the shower, I've used a real mild drops over the years for my kids when they've had croup, because just the steam inhalation in the shower is great for croup. And then I would add like 1 drop of eucalyptus in there just so it wasn't too strong from them, but it got a little bit in there. So, but I'm a doctor, so I gave, so talk to your doctor, make sure it's appropriate for your child, depending on the health of your child, the age of your child, the weight of your child. There are different requirements with eucalyptus oil. We talked about arthritis. That was one of the common questions that I get is how do you use eucalyptus oil for arthritis? So I think we covered that one, right? Did you know that if you soak in a tub with eucalyptus oil or have a eucalyptus diffuser going while you soak in a tub before bed, it's actually been shown to relieve anxiety and help you sleep? Yeah. So it's one of those, it wakes you up and it puts you to sleep. It's one of those versatile oils that you can do in the morning to lift your mood and get going, but it will also calm you down at night. So it's also commonly found in sleep essential oil blends for that reason. Okay, that's kind of cool. I love things that have alternate uses, and you can use them in a multitude of ways. Yeah, lavender is a great one. In fact, I've used lavender. I commonly will use lavender at bedtime. I will add eucalyptus. Sometimes I add peppermint, lemon balm, bergamot. There's all sorts of sleep blends out there, but all of them calm. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, the koala is pretty much the only one that can eat it. So unless you're a koala, don't eat eucalyptus, okay? Because it can be poisonous. Lori said you heard koalas get high from eating eucalyptus leaves. I honestly don't know. That's a great thing to look up. I'll have to look that up. I know that they can eat it, no problem. They aren't bothered by it. But then again, maybe they feel great and happy from it, and that's why they continue to eat it. Vanilla. I love vanilla. Vanilla is a great addition to things. The smell of vanilla alone just makes people happy for the most part. And vanilla can blend with everything. So to answer your question there, Sue, smudging, I haven't smudged eucalyptus oil personally. Has anyone out there done it? Similar to how you would use sage to just kind of clear the air. I imagine you'd be able to do it. I know that some people, when they smudge, the actual smoke causes a lot of problems. So I know a lot of people have a hard time with smudging just if they have poor respiratory function. But I'd imagine you'd be able to, but I'm actually not well educated on that. If any of you out there have smudged eucalyptus leaves, speak up. Share your wealth of knowledge. Vanilla makes me hungry too. I see your comment there. Me too. I always want to eat something like muffins and cake when I smell vanilla. Yeah, I understand you would smudge the dried leaves. I just haven't done it, but I imagine it would work. I don't know how well it would release the oil being burned. If you're trying to get the effect of the oil, typically you would steam it out because that's how they make essential oil is they steam it out of the leaves. So I would guess that smudging would have maybe different medicinal benefits than the oil. But like I said, I'm not educated in that one. But if someone could fill in, let me know. I love my diffuser as well. All right, so eucalyptus, just to review, has great benefit against cough, colds, allergies, skin health, pain relief, joint pain, anxiety, relaxation, insomnia. It's fabulous for dental health. And all you have to do is sprinkle a few drops in places. It's not that hard to use, or you can use a carrier oil. So I hope this was helpful to you. Kind of a quick topic today. I'm kind of surprised we hadn't talked about eucalyptus before. It is one of my favorites. I do have an article at drpingle.com with on eucalyptus oil and links to studies on eucalyptus oil. If you don't own it, go buy it. A lot of people ask me where to get a high quality oil. There are a lot of private companies, and a lot of you out there, a lot of you listeners definitely are essential oil experts. I know you guys reach out a lot. You know, you can go through reps like that. You can also, eucalyptus oil is pretty well found. You just want to make sure that it's well sourced, right? I usually look for the source of the eucalyptus oil being very clean, well sourced, and not full of a bunch of other junk, right? It should simply be 100% pure eucalyptus oil. If it has other oils in it, like soybean oil and stuff, it's not a pure 100% eucalyptus oil. How far away from yourself should you put a diffuser? You definitely don't sit right in front of it. You know, mine's across the room, maybe 10 feet or so. I have one near my couch in my living room. It's maybe 3 feet from my couch. It kind of depends on the size of the room. And also the quality of the diffuser. Some diffusers just, you know, do a little bit at a time. Others have variable speeds. So if you're really cranking it out high, you probably want it a little bit farther away because you don't want it to be too concentrated. But yeah, I don't know if there's a rule of thumb for that. Are eucalyptus and peppermint very much the same? Which one do you recommend the most for pain? They're not the same, but they do both help pain. So I actually use both because they both have that numbing quality, but they definitely have, and they have similar profiles, but they're a different plant. So they're going to have a little bit different things. Like for example, peppermint oil, and I'm not saying to do this, talk to your doctor. You can use peppermint oil internally for things like gastric ulcers, for indigestion. You wouldn't do that with eucalyptus. So there's some different profiles of the plants. I think I did a live on peppermint, didn't I, guys? I think I did. Go back and check my feed and see if we can find it. If not, maybe I'll revisit it soon for you. But as far as pain relief and topical, yeah, I would actually use both. I would use peppermint and eucalyptus in a carrier oil on the joint. Cool? What helps with moods? Well, hang on, we can't go too long. We got to wait for the Q&A session. But moods, I love lavender. I love bergamot. I love lemon. I love orange, eucalyptus, frankincense, which was mentioned over on Facebook. I love frankincense as well. A lot of people love rose. Rose can lift your mood as well. There's something very nice about that. I think, honestly, if you breathe it in and you think, wow, that really reminds me of something I love. A lot of people like scents of food. So like vanilla might make you hungry, but it'll make you feel at home and at peace. I think the key with uplifting mood is finding something that just makes you feel at peace. But those are some examples for you. Okay? Yes, together. Sure, why not? Asking about peppermint and eucalyptus together. Yeah, use them together. Why not? Orange and lemon are your favorites. Yeah, I have both and I use both. I just did a live on lemon oil. So maybe go back and watch that and see which ones lift your mood. So look into that one. Okay? Shayla's a rose lover. Me too. I put rose a lot in there with other things, just as a couple drops with it. So, all right, you guys, thank you for being here. Love being here every morning. I'll be here tomorrow again at my usual time with another topic. I have no idea what yet. I'm still taking recommendations. I've got a list of stuff prepared, so we'll see what I pop out. But thank you to all of you that join me here every single morning. If you are new here, I'm Dr. Tricia Pingle. My website is drpingle.com, drpingel.com. From there, you can get to everything you need associated with Dr. Pingle. You can get to my supplement store where I do have full explanations of my supplements, what they cover. If you have any questions on that, I do have Q&A sessions fairly regularly, so we can talk more about whatever you want to talk about. I do also have a at-home program that's linked from the website, and I do have a book that's linked from the website. the rest of the website is all information like this, right? And it is free. You don't have to sign up to read my articles. Just go read up, learn about what you need to learn about to ask your doctor. And if you'd like more information and more detailed information, I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday at about 9:15, give or take. Sometimes I miss a day, right, guys? Oops. But anyway, drpingle.com. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye now.